it's great to see how well I think people have responded on this issue, because I have had quite a lot of your constituents contact me who are clearly upset to see this back on the agenda, and it does feel sometimes as if we go around the same loop over and over again. Maybe, if any good comes out of it, maybe to remind people about why we do have legal abortion in this country, why the fight was fought in the first place, why it's important to keep reminding people of it, because to some extent maybe we do get used to it. I mean, it always strikes me as odd that this issue, the issue of people needing to get all this apparent assistance for this decision, is not necessarily attached to others. And you know, you mentioned the question of people who have miscarriages, which can be probably more devastating because somebody has actually wanted that pregnancy, and to lose it is and not know whether that will happen again and what the consequences will be is going to be upsetting for many people. But equally, to carry an unwanted pregnancy to term and then have to make decisions about that, and perhaps the stresses and strains, somehow the people who are so concerned about abortion counselling don't seem quite so concerned about that. And we know that that can be put people into even worse situations and for their you know, mental and physical health. So, put it into perspective, I think is really important to say, actually, there are plenty of other issues that we should be giving our concern to. I think there are always perhaps inevitably going to be people who think they can pick away at the issue by picking around its edges. You know, and sometimes it's about the issue of the time limits, when we know again that the vast majority of terminations take place in the early stages anyway. So, and you've got to ask yourself the question about why people end up in a position that they're looking for late terminations. This time it's about the counselling, but what this is about is trying to eat away, I think, at a consensus. And if that is indeed the case, that, you know, I think people do generally accept nowadays that this is part of the process, not necessarily people's first choice. But if somebody's invented the perfect contraception, then I think we'd all be absolutely delighted to know that. But you know, as far as I'm aware, that doesn't exist. So until and unless it does, and until and unless we have some sort of perfect society where people always make the right choices all through their lives and don't make unintentional mistakes, then I think we do need this, and I think we need to reiterate our support. And even if it does seem a bit boring to be going through this decade after decade, we do need to repeat what we think is important. We are about the right to choose, not the right to impose a choice on other people.